My name is Vilitestar Ndevahoma from H&T Agric Consulting CC. With me right here is my partner, the H part of H&T. So we are agricultural scholar and also expert in the field.
My name is Hanks. My surname is Saisai. I'm a full-time agricultural expert. My day-to-day is I'm a technical advisor for Agribank, specializing in poultry and crops, in piggery. Part-time, I'm the H part of H&T Agricultural Consultants. My specialization ranges from livestock management, production, agriculture as a business, but to mention a few. So in H&T, it's a 100% Namibian company established by the two of us. The reason why we started H&T was simply to solve primary problems that the industry faces. A lot of people realize that we have a problem of food security, while agriculture is the biggest employer. Therefore, it asks a lot of questions like, what happens if we cannot feed ourselves? We took that initiative to say, we went to university, we acquired education. The reason we acquired education is to solve problems. So through H&T, we engage young people, women, men, and also old people. We don't discriminate. The idea here is everybody has to participate in food production. Currently, we are a net importer, but if we disseminate skill sets from our end to even Panduleni, who is a TV specialist, while he's at home, the idea is with the knowledge he receives, he should produce what he can eat and he should eat what he produces.
One of the challenges the Namibia agricultural space is experiencing is a lack of water. The Namibian map on the board highlights the rainfall distribution of Namibia. Market opportunity within the Namibian agribusiness sector. Irrigation solutions. There's a growing market for drip irrigation system and water efficient solution, particularly in the semi-arid regions like Central and Northern Namibia. By offering installation and maintenance of irrigation system, H&T can tap into increasing demand for sustainable water management. Climate smart service. As a farmer, we seek to adapt climate change. There's an opportunity to offer climate resilient farming consultation that can provide farmers with strategic drought resistant crops, soil conservation, sustainable land use, addressing the core challenge of productivity under variable climate conditions. Expansion of horticulture. Within Namibia, government and local bodies encourage reduction of vegetables import. There's an opportunity to help farmers expand local horticultural production. We at H&T can offer solutions for building shade house, implementation of drip irrigation systems, and optimizing production system for vegetables and fruit, helping to reduce reliance on net import. Since my colleague here has said, Namibia is a net importer. Technological consulting and precision agriculture. As more farms adopt technology-based solutions, H&T can offer precision agriculture and regenerative agriculture consulting service. These include providing expertise of drones for crop monitoring, sensor-based irrigation systems, and farm management software, allowing farmers to optimize resources used and increase yield. Statistics to support market opportunity within the Namibian agricultural sector.
Firstly, Namibia is a semi-arid country, so there's a water scarcity of about 70% as per the report above. Hence the idea of thinking that if you want to grow crops, the first thing you understand is the water requirement of each crop. And I always tell farmers that you only need 5 to 15 minutes in the morning to irrigate your crop. So you save on water when you use drip irrigation, because only at the spot where you have a hole, that's where water will be released. Secondly, we import over 45% of the vegetables that are consumed locally. And thanks to the import ban, where we said at least 13 products must not be imported, we have now gazetted those and said we will control production locally, and we only allow you to bring in crops such as cucumber, We will allow you to bring in cherry tomatoes. We will allow you to bring in red and yellow pepper because production is low. So there's an opportunity to share that information with farmers that are looking for high value crops. Secondly, when we are talking about climate smart, we have to link technology to traditional production methods. If you introduce technology, it makes life easy. With precision, we bring in remote sensors that we put in your crop field to test when is the water level low. That's when your irrigation system goes on. Last but not least, everybody knows, just like you and me, plants evolve. Because the challenges of climate changes are increasing on a yearly basis, many people are now demanding varieties that are climate smart, resilient, and grows in a short period of time. Based on that, we have decided to say, we introduce you to a training course where we teach you what crops can you grow in a small area, but they give you high yields. And then I'll end it off by saying, we specialize in a range of products. We have set up about 6 commercial poultry products, one of them being the biggest, which has about 4,000 hens. We did it for NYS Redfontaine Center. And also we look for funding, not necessarily money, but if I were to give you a rundown, currently we have invested close to 800,000 from our own funds, and we try to make sure that whatever project we get as a success, we try to bring it back into the business. The end goal is the two of us are not enough. The ratio of agricultural experts to farmers in Namibia, I would give an example from government. One agricultural expert is responsible for about 3,500 Namibians. So we have seen that there's inefficiency, and if we can expand the team of H&T Agric Consultants, we solve the issue of unemployment among agricultural graduates, and also we accelerate food production. And when we accelerate food production, it now means we reduce on imports, more revenue circulates in the Namibian economy. We supply a host of input suppliers from the seed producers, the fertilizer sellers, and also we stabilize market demand patterns. So in short, H&T specializes in agriculture. We are always available on phone call, and I'm happy Panduleni is here because a lot of young people innovate on trends, but unfortunately we don't eat trends. And we'll try to partner up with Tangeni to ensure that agricultural content is circulated. One person can make a difference. So thank you so much.
What particularly is the product, service? Is it a project? Perhaps you can speak to that. Okay. And then while you think about it, I'll grab a couple more questions. First one from Sarah.
Is it that you sell the knowledge through an app? Like how's the service availed?
Yeah, my question is, since you guys are encouraging, I'm in agriculture myself, I'm into more into distribution. If you heard of MEPSA, that is a concept that one of the initiatives I'm working with. And what we do is we connect smallholder farmers to market. We have a distribution channel in Windhoek and also between various towns. So we bring produce from farmers, we bring them to the market. So one problem, I'm sure that you guys are very much well vested in the agricultural sector. You know that post-harvest losses is actually one of the biggest problems that farmers are facing. Since you guys are pushing for production, so what is your thought around post-harvest losses? That's number one. And number two, I think it's gonna go back to the two previous questions, which is, you guys are more of a training platform, institute, whatever it is, right? Is that a yes? Okay. All right. Okay. How do you guys make money from that? Because what is your revenue model? What is your business model? How are you making that money? That's all I'm interested in.
Our revenue models revolve around agribusiness consulting and advisory services. Also, we are having agricultural production sites. One in Oininive village, Ohangwena region. Two in Zambezi. In those projects, we are producing agricultural produce that we are selling to the market. That's one of the revenue models. On advisory services, we charge. We also offer workshops. We charge.
Talking to us is not for free. Especially myself, my value is going up each and every year because I wear too many hats in society. One of the things we realize is that consultation alone cannot make you money. So Tangeni specializes in horticulture production. I'm a certified small stock farmer. I produce sheep and boer goat. So I supply goats to government on a yearly basis. I sell them about 12 to about 24 male goats. Each is going for 5,000. And then sometimes what we also do is that we look for project-specific problems. If an institution is trying to establish a problem and they run into, a project and they run into a problem, we are the fixers. NYS set up a poultry enterprise, but somewhere along the lines they were struggling, so I was called in and then I said, listen, this is very simple. First is to correct your housing structure. We also have to buy feed in bulk. So that kind of advice, we limit our services to about 3 to 5 big projects per year, but we don't turn down a lot of people. We have a lot of young people that consult. So I also, through Tangeni, because he's the chief executive officer, I'm just the employee. So through Tangeni, we also do mentorship, whereby if you are a young farmer that has a business idea in agriculture, we create a business plan for you, and then over a 6-month period, we give you weekly or monthly advice. Now, in terms of post-harvest losses, there are 2 things we look at. Because we don't produce enough pork, we have encouraged a lot of smallholder farmers to venture into pig production. So whatever that is not onion, chili, and red or yellow pepper, we start converting it into piggery feed. And we also look at indigenous chicken species. My people from the north, I know you guys love weddings and you demand a lot of chickens during weddings. So part of our trainings, we say, whatever you produce that goes to waste. Remember, in vegetable production, you have A grade, you have B and C. So anything from C downwards will definitely go to waste, so that we offer it as poultry feed. So we are trying to solve the problem of the high cost of poultry feed by encouraging farmers to keep indigenous chickens, and then you feed waste products. And last but not least, we also organize smallholder farmers. There's a crisis in terms of markets. So what we do is, if these 3 beautiful ladies here want to start an agricultural project, we look at how much can she produce from a piece of land, how much can she produce, how much can she produce. Then we encourage them to form a cooperative. We link them up with Namibian Agronomic Board. We specify the tomato quantity she will produce, her quantity and her quantity, and we teach them that when she produces, you skip 3 to 5 days, then you produce, 3 to 5 days, then you produce. What that solves is you get quality and quantity from her, and then when she runs out of produce 2 weeks later, she starts supplying while she's preparing her garden, so you give the market quality, quantity, and consistency. So in short, that is what we do at H&T.
My question is more related to the tech side, because I dabble in the field of technology. I'd just like to understand, the farm management software that you mentioned, is it pre-built? Is it something that you built yourself, you and your team, or is it something that you will outsource as a vendor software and so forth? And with regards to that type of software, did you do any, how can I say, to see if this software will actually work within certain farms, because we have farms that are in remote areas where internet and such things are not available. So I just want to understand that aspect.
Okay, thank you guys for the hard questions. Okay, what we have done is that before we started the business ventures, we had to understand the production background. With my brother here, what he does is he makes money every 3 months, because vegetables only take 90 days and he has a special range of crops he produces. Myself, I saw an opportunity because not everyone farms with boer goats in Zambezi and Kavango East and West. So what we do, we calculate everything in a sense that with my business, I have 1 male goat, 25 ladies. It stays with the ladies for 2 months, then I take it out, then I test for pregnancy, then I know, okay, from the 25, at least 95 must be pregnant. From the 95, the policy is I retain all the female goats and I only sell when I have to. But all the male goats, I release them. So what we do is we try to optimize the little space of land that we have. Because among young people, and I would say black Namibians, there's this norm of saying, for you to farm commercially, you need to be on commercial land, which is not the case. It's all about mindset. What do you do with 1 hectare? That's where we become very precise to say, if you venture into tomato production, 83,333 tomatoes can be produced on 1 hectare of land. And if you grow a certain variety of tomatoes, it gives you to about anything between 60 to 90 fruits per plant. And then the return on investment on that specific business, plus minus, if it's a worst case scenario, you make anything above 250,000. So we go for specific ventures and we don't do what everyone else is doing. So every year I market the goats twice. The gentleman produces vegetables at least 3 times because at least 4 months is enough for each crop. Now in the space of tech, I used to be very good with computers, but when I started farming, things took a U-turn. So what we did is we built a very simple Excel document, we add formulas, and then with these formulas, we just look at the parameters that are very important in production. If you farm with crops, we look at your germination rate, plant population, estimated yield, and then it auto-calculates a certain yield. Then we also look at your unit cost, and then we put a 15% or 25% to determine your selling price at the farm. And if you transport, like my brother specializes, you add markup to get the money for transport as well. But at this stage, we are quite open to getting ideas from guys that are from the tech world, because the biggest problem we have is stock theft. And only a few guys currently use, how do you call these things in IT? Ear tags that do remote sensing, whereby even if you are in Windhoek, you can monitor your livestock. So those are the innovations that we want to bring on board.
You guys mentioned that that you need more pork. Yeah. But then I have like around about 50 porks in the north. They are well vaccinated. I used to work for the veterinarian and everything. But the problem is getting the pork over the red line. Yes, we do sell a few just to my colleagues and friends. But how do we get to sell it here? Because people are looking for pork. People are looking for meat. The problem is the red line. So what are we going to do about that red line?
Hi, gentlemen. My question was actually asked, but I actually wanted to ask the third question. So I'll just sort of switch it into more a suggestion that with your business model and the value proposition that you have, that you really start to pivot towards tech. And for the most part, people fear tech. You feel like it's either costly or complex and so forth. But I think there are very low-hanging fruits that you can start with to just do monitoring, to do some sort of predictions and so forth. There are students from NAST, students from UNAM that you could start to work with before getting to a big organization that's maybe fully set up that may cost you a lot. And I think in terms of also making your business a lot more attractive in terms of attracting investments, it's a trend. Yes, I know you said young people like to jump on trends, but trends actually tell a story. There's a reason why people are then navigating towards something. So try and pivot towards a technology-based approach. I am very confident, because I have the tech background, that you will actually start seeing a lot more interest and maybe even investment when we start to look at technology, agriculture, not just in the traditional sense, but in a more maybe futuristic sense. Yeah, thank you.
Maybe just to give a testimony that I learned something from Mr. Saisai, and I have applied it practically, and I have my own small horticulture garden at Namsat region, using the skills that he have presented. And he's a practical person. I really want, maybe if you can, those who are interested really can just make use of his service. I'm not promoting his service, but I can tell you that he is really doing what he's saying. Thank you.
Firstly, we give you 2 directions in farming. Where do you want to go with your business? Now I'll open it up to any business. You will have 2 directions: going anywhere with your business or going somewhere. The second most important aspect is, if you identify somewhere, there are 5 important questions you ask yourself. Why do I keep a pig? That is the starting point. Why are you keeping a pig? Is it your best friend? Is it a companion? Is it a family member? And then before you even think of keeping a pig, you need to ask yourself the second most important question. What product are you going to produce from a pig? Third, and the first question that you have to think of is, where will I sell the product? Red line is a hot topic. Some of us, we are compromised, but I'll talk on it just a bit. The red line doesn't affect your business in any way. Like I told you, I buy high quality animals from this side. I drive with them all the way to Katima with understanding that who is going to buy the product. And as a farmer, there are 3 things that I want you to go home and implement now. Firstly, the pig house, is it registered with veterinary services? Secondly, are you keeping the right type of pig? Remember, ShopRite doesn't want the local pig which is brown and black or white and black. They want a certain type of pig which can reach 40 kg in about 3 months. And then you also look at what do you feed the pig. Once you get that right, trust me, everything else becomes easy. When I started my business of raising sheep and goats, my dad was asking me that, we don't do that in Katima. I told him, yes, you don't do it, but I've seen the 5 questions that are very important, and with this product, I solve all the 5 questions. With the tech world, I did a little bit of posting on Instagram, a little bit of Facebook, and then through the work that I do on a daily basis, last month I had this month, at the beginning of this month, I had guys that flew all the way from Canada. I took them to Katima, they looked at what I produce, and then they offered me funds. But then the terms and conditions were not conducive for me. Then I said, guys, I started my business because of A, B, C, D. I don't keep this livestock so I can watch them. There's a purpose why I'm farming.